screen actors. In this video, you're going to learn how to go from bad to good to great as an on-camera actor, because I'm going to share with you 4 huge mistakes that actors make that separate the amateurs from the pros. You're going to learn to identify them and avoid them so you will always perform as a professional on camera. I'm Louis DeBianco and this is my channel, Screen Acting Success. This is where you come every Friday for more real-world tips, techniques, and secrets that will help you to become a compelling working actor in demand. If this is your first time here, definitely click subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Stick around to the end because I'm going to be giving away some free training that you're definitely not going to want to miss. Okay, there are 4 big mistakes that so many actors make. And let's start with indicating. If you look up indicate in the dictionary, it will tell you that it is when you direct attention to something or to someone. And when an actor is indicating, that person is directing their attention to themselves. This is the difference between showing and telling. When you show, you demonstrate. When you tell, you're kind of preaching and convincing or trying to convince people of something. So, indicating. How do you know when you're indicating? Well, first of all, you're going to have false or forced line readings. You're going to be exaggerating the way you say your lines. You're going to be doing too much with them. Very often, you will also exaggerate the gestures that you do on screen. And you probably will be terrified to ever be still. So you'll always be doing something, feeling that you're not doing enough, and there'll be too much movement, which is distracting and really not interesting to watch. Think of indicating as pushing. It's when you're pushing your performance. When you start to really pay attention to what you're doing, you'll be able to feel it instinctively. You will know that you're speaking in a way that's unnatural and that you're perhaps overworking everything that you're doing in the scene. Let me give you an example. We all know that one of the most important things to do as an actor is to listen. Fine, that's a concept, but what does it really look like? I'll show you what real listening looks like. Someone is talking to me off camera and I'm going to really listen to them. Now I'm going to indicate that I'm listening because I'm insecure and I want the audience to make sure they notice that I'm listening. So I might do something like this. Small gesture, huge on screen. You get it? Start looking at your own performances, practice in front of a camera at home, and pick out the moments when you might be indicating. The next big bad habit is anticipating. When you're anticipating, you are totally in your head. In fact, you're trapped in your head because you are not looking at the person that you're performing or acting with. You're definitely not listening to them. And how do you know that you're anticipating? Well, you'll notice it because you won't react before you speak your line. As soon as the other person finishes speaking, you're just going to blurt out your line. And think of situations in life when you were talking to somebody and you could feel, you just knew that they weren't really listening to you. What was their body language like? What were the signs that they were sending out, the signals that they were telegraphing to you to tell you that they're not really listening? And most importantly, how did it feel? Not very good, right? So you don't want your audience to feel that way. You certainly don't want your scene partner to feel that way. Think of it this way. When you are anticipating, what you're doing is being inner focused. A great camera performance is never inner focused. It's not looking at yourself. It's totally outer focused. It's trusting that what that person you're acting with is going to say or do is going to trigger an authentic reaction from you, accompanied by real feelings. Another sign that you're anticipating is that you won't be feeling any real emotion. You'll just be kind of phoning in your performance, like paint by numbers. Not a very good thing. Not a lot of fun either. So pay attention to the signs of anticipation and avoid it at all costs. The next one is mugging. This is an easy one to identify. Mugging is simply exaggerating your facial expressions. When does it happen? Again, it happens when you're thinking too much, and instead of allowing an emotion to just well up in you, and when you feel something for real, those emotions will actually change your facial expression. The emotion will be the driver for the facial expression. But when you're mugging, you just make an intellectual decision to change what your face looks like. Here are two examples of actors who are mugging. They're funny, right? And when you look at them, you can see that they're fake. But when you're doing it, you might trick yourself into believing that it's not fake. So how do you know when you're mugging? Again, develop your awareness and you will sense it immediately. But one thing to pay attention to is your fake meter. The needle will go right off the charts. And if you can't identify your own mugging, then your fake meter is broken. Order a new one on Amazon. By the way, your audience has a really finely tuned fake meter. And when you mug, they'll know it. They'll wince. They'll probably even laugh at you. Oh my God, you don't want that. You want them to laugh with you, not at you. So, no mugging. And the final big mistake that many amateurs make is judging their character. You know what? Even pros fall into this trap because this is a tricky one. This is a harder one to identify. How does it happen? Well, we all have opinions about life and we all have judgments. Thing is, great actors come to their work with a clean slate. They're open. They have curiosity and interest in the people they're playing, not judgments of them. Moral judgments particularly. When, let's say, you're going to be playing a character whose behavior you find awful, well, chances are that you're going to play that character as if they're awful. Think of it this way. That person doesn't see him or herself as awful. They see themselves as doing something that they believe in. They're doing the right thing. That goes for the most extreme, horrendous behavior. Even serial killers justify what they're doing. They don't see themselves as evil. Now, this also applies to when you're playing good characters. You can romanticize your good characters, your heroes, and you'll be playing them like they're saints. No one is a saint. Everyone has flaws. So if you can identify the judgment when you're approaching a character and just eliminate it, this takes courage because you have to make a jump, a leap, what I call an empathy bridge between you and the character. Put yourself in that person's shoes. Let me give you 3 examples of great acting where the actors did not fall into the trap of playing a judgment. The first is Godfather. The Godfather Parts 1, definitely Part 1, where Marlon Brando played Vito Corleone, who was a mafia boss, led an empire of crime. The reason that we fell in love with that character, he didn't play him as a criminal. He played him as a human being. By the way, one of the ways that you will know if you're playing a judgment is that you're not going to feel a lot of authentic emotion or connection. And your audience is going to sense your lack of humanity. Vito Corleone in The Godfather was irresistible. He was a father who was concerned about his family. He loved his family deeply, and his actions weren't about evil. He was doing things that were necessary in his eyes to protect and give his family the best possible life that they could have. Another example is, if you haven't seen Schindler's List, see it. Ralph Fiennes was nominated for an Academy Award. Actually, he did win the British Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He played a monstrous Nazi named Amon Goethe. And this character was, well, we would look at him and judge him as a sociopath. I mean, he would literally wake up in the morning, stretch, yawn, walk out into his balcony, and just for fun, take out a rifle and he would shoot Jewish prisoners in a concentration camp. Not think anything of it. He would just then go back and enjoy his morning coffee. That's pretty sick, right? But if you play him as sick, he's going to be a cliche. What was so disarming about Ralph Fiennes' performance is he gave the character humanity, vulnerability, and humor. It was amazing to watch because when he had those true human moments on screen, we were drawn to this guy and then we would go, wait a minute, whoa, this is an evil person. But no, we feel his humanity because the actor did not judge him. And then Charlize Theron, when she played a real-life serial killer, a woman named Eileen, who was, well, she had a lot of rage in her toward men. She murdered a lot of men. She used to pick them up and seduce them. You know, she would get into their cars and pretend that she's going to have sex with them, and then she'd murder them. Charlize Theron played that character from the inside out. She was always inner directed. She was not judging. She was playing that character with compassion. Like I said, this is going to take courage, because when you have to play a character who's monstrous, we call their behavior monstrous, it's going to be scary for you to find that place inside yourself. Well, that behavior is in absolutely everyone. So pay attention to these 4 things, and when you get on top of these and avoid these habits, your work is going to go to a whole new level and you're going to be getting more work. So the 4 habits again: indicating, anticipating, mugging, and judging. If you got value from this, definitely leave your comments in the comment section below. Share this with other people so they can also get value from it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and give the video a thumbs up. I promised you some free training. Here is an image on the screen, and it's the image of my ebook cover. The ebook is about self-taping. It's a 21-page book. It's going to teach you the do's and don'ts. It's going to show you how to light properly and definitely how to get the best sound quality, which is so important. And I'm also going to give you all of the gear that I use and you can choose to use that'll give you professional self-tapes. Now, another link you're going to find below is a link to my latest online course, Self-Taping Mastery. I know, I'm giving you the book for free. All you got to do is download it using the link. Why would you also want the course? Because the course takes a deeper dive, and because I am there in every single module, holding you by the hand, guiding you step by step, and you can reach out to me if you have any questions about it. The book will be enough for you to definitely do great do-it-yourself self-tapes, but if you want that extra professional guidance from me, look at the course. Besides which, you're going to notice when you check out the course that I'm giving you so many bonuses, including another totally free course on live auditions. So check it out, and if you decide it's for you, I will have the pleasure to get to know you better and be your guide toward a more successful on-screen career. If it's not for you, no harm done. Definitely download the free book and apply everything that you learn. I always like to end with this reminder about screen acting. The dialogue is important, but not as important as so many actors make it. It's secondary to the inner life that is behind the words that you speak. So whenever you have a script in your hands, always feel it, say it, mean it, book it. Go out and create an amazing, rewarding on-screen career for yourself, and let me know about it so I can celebrate it with you.